We'll start Yachud, which will be probably 2 shiurim, maybe a third, but we'll get it. We'll see how it goes. A very, very important halachos. We have it on a daily basis, the shilas, and sometimes we realize, and sometimes it's okay. It's not okay. The poskim write that when it comes to halachos, even as I mentioned it by Hilchos Yadai Chalik Bais, Hilchos Tahara, you don't have to be machmir. But when it comes to Hilchos Hachukas, as I mentioned, then, and when it comes to Hilchos Yichud, you should not say machmir to sein. Why? Because Yichud is a very, very scary, so to speak. In Vidalutians, the Atzarori is very big on it. The Gemara tells us, the Sigis Gemara in Yichud is in the end of Kedushin, by Allah, by Beis over there. The Gemara tells us stories of Gdoli Yisrael, which came to Nisyonis. As we thought, as the Gewein Gviset Noam, which said, for the Talmidim, that do me a favor, if you see me being meyachid with my daughter, then you should remind me. As is Yichud. Hagam, in Mabal Zenas, with a daughter, you could be meyachid, but you want to bring out then the Kiddush Advurim, that Yichud is such a powerful thing that you have to make sure that you should be aware, and it's nicht kambisha, that somebody should remind you as a shalaf in Yichud. Das ist die Gemara. In der Rambam sagt das so, in der Hilchos Rabia, Eigentlich duver b'chal ha'toyre kula, shehi kusha l'roi v'om. There isn't a thing which is so hard for the most of the people, lifresh elu min haroyes v'abiyas asiras. Omri cherchuma. And the Rambam brings down a chazal, B'shushin itztavi Yisrael im al haroyes, buchi. When they got this mitzvah, last week's parsha, in the 2 weeks parsha, yeah? Achrayin Kedoshim is the parsha which will end on this in Yonam. When Klal Yisrael got this mitzvah, they were crying. V'kibli mitzvah zu b'tarumas. They took it upon not very happy. Ibechia, they were crying. How do we see it? Because the Torah says, Boicha le mishpachoysev. Klal Yisrael were crying le mishpachoysev. What does it mean? Boicha le mishpachoysev. Zubgi Chazal, it means al iske mishpachoysev. That means, Ostri alayim haroyes. Madgaftim haroyes. And the Rambam quotes weiter, v'amri chachomim, gezel v'haroyes. There's two things. With nafshe shel udam, chom mis'avalem and mechamdesam. You know, that's why gezel is also a thing which everybody has a temptation, tempting. So the Rambam says, gezel in haroyes, nafshe shel mechamdesam. V'ainat amoytze kuhul, you don't find a tzibur yidin, b'chol zman is man sha'ayim ben prutzim v'haroyes, ibiyas asiras. So therefore, at least the Rambam wants to bring to our attention that don't play around these things. All of us have gewaltige nisonis in this thing. And the Rambam says weiter. The Rambam is meirich in the Akduma, which usually the Rambam is not meirich in the Akduma. The Rambam says in Sefer Hayat, v'oid omri chachomem rav b'gezel, most of the Klal Yisrael zere nichshel b'gezel, imiret ba'aroyes, v'hakli ba'avik dushin hara. Lefichach, therefore, rui loy le'udam, a person has to make sure, lukov yitzroi b'duver zeh, to be koifer his yitzer hara, to suppress the yitzer hara, el hargel atzma begdusha yisayre, iba machshuvas tehoire, iba daye nechoyne, gedai lehinutzel mehem. V'yizur min ha-yichid, this is the Rosh Hashanah Rambam, v'yizur min ha-yichid, shehi ha-goyrem ha-gudel. The biggest goyrem is to come to Rachmon Latzon Taveres is if there is Yichud. Chinuch writes in Mitzvah, Parshas Achra, in Mitzvah Kuf Paiches, zog the Chinuch, Achshav, Einu lenifritz afila geder gudel biyunim eini klal. We cannot, over here, in this Inyonim, in Yunim Kedisha Aroa is Yichud, we cannot be lenient, even a drop. Ele lishmer kol archukas, she de eini is chroin lavruche. Befrat. Ibe meh sheloi hiskiri, whatever Chazal did not mention, yesh al kol echad ve'echad, lasois ma sheyimtzi as gifa michem. A person sees that in a specific thing he has a problem, over there he has to be moisef and in Yonam Kedusha more and more, because in this in Yonam is very tempting. K'meshomani, she'imi moitza atzma l'tzitzurich geder, af ala mitter yitzva atzma. If he feels that he has some kind of temptation, afila zag was a mitter, as we're going to see in Halacha, that sometimes the poskim write, although that's his mit is du a Teirem, aber schon mal atzmo Yirchig, it's atzmo Yirchig memeni, oder Talmud Chucham soll sagen, mach ich sagen, und du dich hinnig. כמו שמציין איך מן החומם, יזהר בי מתנה ביתי, אף פי שמיתר לעוד מסחתם ביתי. Why? לפי שאין יזה קושה מוית, ויצר הורה חוזק בוי, על כן צורך חלודם להרבס בשמירה. And that's in the kids advurim. We have to realize that the gewaltige toive, I always say when I come give shirim in the Inyonim, that we don't realize, a lot of people say, why did Chazal have to be moist more and more and more? I think I mentioned it even by the Hilchos Tahara Shirim. You have to be moist more and more and more. Yeah, every rising there's 100 Rabbonas. And I always said, the biggest toive which Chazal gave us is that they made all kind of gedorim sugim. Because if it would have been Draisa and the next step is Mitter, then it's like a cliff. You could go till the end of the cliff and a second later you're down. Where do we see it? We see it in the Hilchos, one Aluch in the Chashavas, which you can see it. One in a tiny drop, it's a Draisa, a tiny drop is Mitter Guma, which is Hilchos Boire. If this Boire euch mit euch Psoilus, is es Mitter, ob es Alter. Ob es nicht Alter, it's a Draisa. You take out the peel from the food, it's a Draisa. There are some halachas. So we see the gewaltige Bruch Chazal gave us boundaries. And if you keep the boundaries, you don't fall the cliff. Especially in this Inyonim, especially in this Inyonim, which is extra important to make boundaries because we are not like Yosef HaTzadik. When the Nesoin is head on, it's almost impossible for us to overcome it. Only when you make all the Gedurim and Siyugam, then we have the Koyach to overcome our Nisoinas. Noch ein Quote will ich quoten von Derech Peketeichu. Derech Peketeichu, der Manai ist Hofscher, was made the Cipher of Mitzvahs. He writes, Ma'anfai Hazura, it's on Mitzvah, so he rings Ma'anfai Hazura, Isra Yichid Ima Isha. In the Yichid Isha, man schon sehen, den ich die Yichid Aisha Zish, mit der Reise, Yichid in der Mapnia, Yesh Oma Mashim mit Rabbonan, Ve'ha'oilam Makilim Bezeh, the oilam is Michael and they're very lenient, but Philip and I Torah. Is that a Michael? Why? Because it's a shame for them, they should walk out of a door because it's Yichid. They feel embarrassed. Or I'm going to embarrass her, or I'm embarrassed. Why? Because people will think, you cannot contain yourself, so to speak. So there's an over if you see that if you see them. Al kaimakilam. Ila chochme letzitkas techush v'lehem. Ba'omram sheptichem hem. I'm safe. V'li chochme yaskili, if they had a little bit zeichel, shayichid bazilis havayra, and this is a starker point, you be iser gumar. Yichid, even if you didn't do anything, just being in the room together with the Aisha's ish, or we're going to see with the Isha, that itself was a Isser, not because something happens, even nothing happens. Das allein is a Isser atzmi. V'chalecha di yira li is buki bedina yichid, v'yachmer la'atzme beyoysev meshir sadin. So I just wanted to bring the attention, as this is very dvurim chamirim beyoysev, and when you have a shayla, don't pass it for yourself if you don't know hilch sichid good. You ask, and nachman, and then in the mitzad ha-tzoyrecha we'll try to make all kind of killers, which we can. Aber Akapurim is of wissen, as Yichid is a gewaldig Duberchumar. Okay, now, let's go to the Klulum. What's the Geder of Isra Yichid? Minna Teure is a daraisa leis Yachid im Isha. A man to be in one room alone with a lady is a daraisa. Why? Well, sie kann sie bringen sie in Juren, was ist nicht ausgehalten. The Torah hat Choshech gewinnt, because as man kann sich kommen, sie a virus, aber man sagt, der Yichid ist Eiser. Now, Yichid is nicht that we Eiser nor because you could come to a virus. Einmal, as Chazal, the Torah is geasset, is a Eiser Atzmi. That means even if a person, we say, Shaykh al Sikim Sikan a virus, as we're going to see just in a minute, the Tzedudam. Aber the Eitzen Metzias, Yichid is a Eiser Atzmi geworden, but my living dem, aber wir wissen, denken, as is Usser. So, Minna Torah, wo ist die Eiser Minna Torah? One man and one woman, that's Uthman HaTorah. Für wie, what? Für wie lernt man das raus? Wie steigt in der Torah, mit uns auch schon Yachid sein? Ist Chazal Darshani, there's a posik, Yesischu imechu, uchichu ben imechu. The posik, when the Torah talks about somebody who is meises im adiach for avoid the zura, zug de pusi ki sischu uchichu ben mechu. Frag the Gemara, your brother, which is the son of your mother, will talk you into adun avoid the zura, and chichu ben uvichu. Why does the Torah chapun on loshen uchichu ben mechu? Ichazal darshenen, because uchichu ben mechu, the Torah wants to give us a heter. Sischu, how does a person try to how do you say persuade someone else to do avodah zura in secret? He himself with someone else, he tries to persuade him to do avodah zura. It's always in secret. Besides that, so kim the Torah zugen ki sischu uvichu achichu ben mechu, that the ochiv, a son, could be miyachad with his mother. The Torah kim given a heter. Our son could be miyachad with his mother. The same will also go a father with his daughter. But other else kann man nicht sich miyachad sein. And das ist the Torah. Das gibt the Torah lehne. Chazal sucht, das ist der Reise. And that's according abroad. All the Rishonim hold that ish ve'isha is der Reise. Although the Rambam itself writes mipiach kabula, so some want to say the Rambam itself holds is not a Isa the Rabbunan, but all the say most of the Mefarshei Rambam will say no. That the Rambam will also say the Reise. It is only there is a klal, as the Rambam always calls a thing which is not clear in the Torah. Even it's Osman Torah, but since it's not clear, he will call it Mepiyah Kabbalah. So therefore, heißt Mepiyah Kabbalah. And this is a called ungenehm lechol adais in Weissman, as it's a Isser Deraisa, one-on-one is Isser Deraisa. Why do I stress it? Because we have to know, when it comes to Gewisse Matzuvam, when it's a Drabonon, you can have Tzarifim, when it's a Reisa, you cannot. So therefore, a one-on-one is Isser Deraisa. Medrabonon is even more the yichud. But saying when, where. But Akapunim even more than one lady or one man. What's about saying? Betazan is ochtua iser medrabonon. But one-on-one is a iser deraisa. User manatoira is nor eine with somebody who's an erve. What is an erve? So we learned in the parsha last week. All the aroes, that is a iser menatoira. Bachlulus is a aishadish. Every aishadish is an erve. Nowadays, is a penia ocheta erve, once she's loy tohoira. Is a kapunam, whenever it is a erve, is a iser menatoira, or a iser medrabunan. Chayv alav, a iser which is only a chayv alav, that means, grishele koin gudel, a grish for a kohen gudel, yeah, which is only a chayv alav. It's not a chayv krisis, yeah. It's machloikes. Some poskim will say it's usim en atoyre, and they halt the chavasiur, the chachmas udam, but a ganze bunch achronim halt as usim en atoyre, and some poskim would say it's only midrabun. The bashmil, misham aprisha halt as is only midrabun. Aber akapunam kamiv midrabun is zocht user. Is it what? We began to the ages. What?
A lady gets divorced over the age of
Me gaat het zoeken deze. What?
only a girl under 10 and a divorcee over the age of 50.
Yeah. Okay, exactly. Now, okay. Iser Yichid is the same, is no difference if the lady is 99, 107, or 17. The same is also the man. If he's 80 years old, 90 years old, we're young. Or a 90-year-old with a 90-year-old. A 90-year-old man is the guy in the age. There's no such thing in age. Even though when man ein bisschen älter hat man andere Tau, aber a kapun am der Tau a Covid, aber es ist nicht der Guy. The Iser Yichid is dieselbe Sache. From when does it start the Iser Yichid? From a girl which is 3 years old. A girl which is less than 3 years old, there's no Iser Yichid. So a person which is any one of us could be meyached with a girl who's under 3 years old. Once she gets 3 years old, it's asr b'yichid mit a 3-year-old. When it comes to a boy, under 9 years old, is Juka Yichid. That means a Gdoila, a 12-year-old girl with a 9-year-old boy is Dua Iser Yichid. For 9 and up. Less than 9 years old, is nicht du kein Isser Yichud by a boy. So again, a boy Isser Yichud starts from 9, a girl Isser Yichud starts from 3 years old. But that's only when the other person is a Gdoli. That means a 9-year-old boy is also when the girl is Bas Mitzvah. The 3-year-old girl is also when the boy is Bar Mitzvah. But a girl under Bar Mitzvah and a Bas Mitzvah and a boy under Bar Mitzvah, and you can see. So although, as we mentioned, that's 3 years old, have to yichud by a girl, and 9 years old by a boy, but that's only we're an adult. If it is 2 under Bas Mitzvah, and you can see yichud. The Isser is, in any case, side of the Ish, inside of the Isha. What's the issue? You have an issue? What? Ja, aber in seinem nicht machen wir einfach Sachen. Es ist a viel of them auch nicht. The Isser is the same. It goes. The Isser is on the man and the Imam is on the woman. There's no difference, and that's why we see in the Rambam, the Rambam paskent hat the Union with the Shaykh gab Malkas. So tell me Malkas nein, because it's nicht nur of the man. The Isser is auch on the lady. There's a machloikes aposkem. If a Vizraya da wo the Gili Aroyas is beherig al Yavar. Famous machloikes are shoinen. If a Vizraya the Gili Aroyas is beherig al Yavar. What does it mean of Vizraya? Nchibig v'nishik. If you kish a erve l'shem tava, if it's a yeherig al Yavar or the nish. Shittas Haran is that it's yeherig al Yavar. So you what? Andere shoinen halten es nicht yeherig al Yavar. From where is the raya was the Rishonim bringing that is Yerev El Yavar of the famous Gemara in Sechtes Sanhedrin. Gemara vertelt dort someone got the Kiman a tava for a girl, fell in love with a girl, and he became sick, and wanted to bring all kind of a tire. Maybe she should talk with him. And the Gemara says, 9, you missed. Zoeken the Rishonim to say, man. Wus der Isri du, die Isri dich Nora. So seht man, als Vazrai de Gili Aroyes, is du a Isri von die Heilige Yavar, but the other poskim say that it's not. It's interesting, the remove, the what? I'm talking about Erba. Vazrai de Gili Aroyes. First thing has to be a Erba. The remove Paskens, is interesting, the remove Yeridaya Paskens, as Vazrai de Gili Aroyes, is auch as viel of Vazrai das Yerig al Yavar auch. Is interesting, aber der Mechaber passt nicht so. Der Mechaber passt nicht so. Es ist nicht der Mechaber ist Mashpekili, als halt as bringt up 2 days, and the first day is as nicht du kann Yerig al Yavar. In der Mut doesn't say anything. So some person want to say der Mut kili het Khoise gewen. Aber dann der Mechaber nicht so. Und ins Paske mal Masa Luch ist eine Yerig al Yavar. Why do I stress this the kid? Because this is a very simple Luch. You have a time. A lady, Charachmun al-Islam, needs to go into the hospital. And it's Shabbos, let's say. I feel like I want to make it extreme. It's Shabbos. She has to go. Comes the ambulance person. He's a man. The lady is a Frau. It's a Yichud der Reise. Yes, it's a Yichud der Reise. Guy in an ambulance is a fuhren, boyfriend is a fuhren, is a mechanisch ranking, is a gemachte boot. Yichud der Reise. Ja? Jetzt in der Schale. What?
Usually ambulance is more than one person.
Ger, aber ich habe das hier für euch, als ich habe, ja, usually is gerecht. Usually when a lady goes into the hospital, someone will go along. But the thing is, maybe we should push it a practical life, we can dance. Yeah? Yes, the husband kann nicht mitfuhren. She has to go into the Shabbos leben. The husband darf bleiben mit den Kindern. Es gibt nur ein Mensch in das. So now you have a shell. Es ist Yichud der Reise. Make sie fuhren oder make nicht fuhren. Oi begal so was raie de Gili Aroyes wieder mu passen is die Herig al Yavar. You cannot go with him to the hospital. What do you need to do? Someone has to go along with her. But if it's Shabbos, make it zweiter guy. So if you pass wieder mu pastos, it's not a problem. La masse ins nehmen nicht ins nehmen lassen nicht gehen will. Ja, aber so nehmen a kapuna beoefen, wo's sit bekich nefesh. Gut, wo bekich nefesh, we will pass that she could go itself. But if she has someone to go along, even Shabbos she should take along a shomer. Even Shabbos she should take along a shomer. Chotchikas kim do achil Shabbos. If he can, Makes sie mitnehmen nach Schömer Kedai, befragt nach Hause fuhren mit der Ambulanz, sich nur an der Rabunan, in Afan Piken, ich meine, es ist pushen, auf vieles, was ich will, auf vieles, auf der Reise, hat sie ein Recht, sie können mitnehmen somewhere else. So, I want to bring out that this halach is nicht stam in Eile Vashishi, it could happen. Now you're right, an ambulance goes 2 people. Okay, here.
2 people would be a problem also, no?
Oh, das ist mal bald sein. Das ist mal bald sein. Thomas ist 2 going, okay, mal bald sein, then alle kids mal umkommen, about 2 people. If 2 men, mal bald mal umkommen mit der halachas. Which Gemara?
Right, so it says.
Yeah. En ze moeten met de panier ogen, la massa. Panier la massa. Ja, maar weet ik zijn natuurlijk. So. Huh? Geen. Ze kennen zich, maar. Ja, die wordt als je bij Basisruel hefker. Aber der schöne bringen der rein. In andere Dinge sich so als frisch gereif in der Gemüse, packen wir die jetzt gesucht, like he said, because not the extra gesal didn't want that it should be hefker. Fine, okay, ist mach extra schön. Ja, ist nicht achroin, ist extra schön. Daran mit andere Pasken, als es der Reise, ne? Wer? Ja, das ich nur gerne sagen. Ja, okay. Ja, aber Herr Galiav wir uns sehen. Das war, das Schale ist durch Herr Galiav. What?
With the ambulance, why is the other strong in the shop? And why is there another person not going to
Because Shabbos is not Yer Galiav. In Shula Shabbat is Yer Galiav. So therefore, that's the
Older needs, somebody could go.
all the needs. Kichnefesh make Mechal Shabbos on. So make Mechal Shabbos, make them mitgehen. Ob nicht, make them nicht fuhren, make anyone mitfuhren. Normal is this, yeah. Another very important halach, which is halach which is partial practical, because I had a shaila once. There's no, people think Yichud is only in a closed room. Yichud is no different if it's Yichud in a closed room or it could be in an open place, but no people are not there. For instance, somebody, that's the style which I had a few years ago. A man, people have bungalows before summer, and he wants to take up a goiter in the bungalow colony to clean. He's coming 3 weeks from now. He's coming to the bungalow colony in the summer in Rockland County, in Sullivan County. But he wants to clean the bungalow. But the mother cannot go with the goiter to clean the bungalow. She has children, but after for the kinder. So the husband takes the goiter into the bungalow colony, and he's there all day sitting on the grass, and she's in the bungalow colony. Das ist Yichud der Reise. Because it's a plot which nobody goes through. Keine seht dich nicht. Die bist auf a field, but nobody can see you. So meine, das ist auch, viele Besuche, ich auch durch. Another scenario which it could be, a person goes hiking. A person, it goes on a big mountain hiking. And it comes across a lady. A lady also got across the, it's a sache, das ist kein Mensch geht nicht durch. A hard, number red, the hiking color red, real hard, red ist like the schwerste, whatever. And it's across a lady. What's the problem for Yichud? Eyes offen. What? You have to run away. There's a story, by the way. The story of the Heilige Rashash. You heard of the Rashash. The Balmakibel Rashash. The Pshulm Sharebi. So, steigt in Svuram, wieso der Rashash solche gewesen to have his own Madreiges? Because he was a Yosem, and he had to go around, make panosa for his mother and his siblings. Because he used to go around selling stuff. And he was once in a house, and he realized that basically the door was locked, and he was in a house together with a lady, and he couldn't go out, so he jumped out of the window. He got hurt, he jumped out of the window, and from then, for the Mesiras Nefesh, which he had, jumping out of the window, steigt der Zürcher, when alles an der Dreieck, der Rashash, which is the Pshum Shrevet, the Sidra Rashash, with all this famous Baal Makola, or all Zürcher, when they got Mesiras Nefesh jumping out of a window. So you ask him, what do you need to do? Okay. So I just want to bring it out to the attention. In such a case, it's not problem for Yichud. People go, what? Shidduchem ochet? Yeah, so when you go get this, that papaniya. Akapunim, so this is the kids that word. It's not a different chilik by Yichud if you go to meet her, or you happen to be like hiking.
By good also, there is...
Met alles hat man unkim. Also go Yichud doch, give me a minute, and we get, if at the end of the day, if I'm not going to say something, you're going to ask. But I want to go start Nakala Lakuvet. You're going hiking, it's no difference if it happens to be your founder. It's kachilik see if you go meet her or your founder. What do you need to do? Steigt up name the apostles. You ask what do you need to do? You have to start. Once you see the matzah you have to run away. You have to pitch up over there. So also, it's no difference if they talk together or if they look together. Even you don't look and you know, guys with the Taliban tzigedek. So as long as you are in a matzah for yichud, a matzah alone is a matzah for yichud. Another thing is, just let me just beruhigt saying. Isa yichud is even a person which is sick, even a person which is in a wheelchair, even if the lady is in the wheelchair, it's no different. All these things. The only thing which the poskim are Michael, if an older person and the doctors say that this person in a shaykh such a case, then you should ask her off how to go about it. There's auch Tashalom very often. People have AIDS. Old people have AIDS, and goites, most of the AIDS are ladies, and alte Yid, what the AIDS, dann haben sich die Schalas, so darf man fragen how to go about it, how to work around this is. And the post can say, a person is mechiaf to give away all his momon, he shouldn't be over for Isa Yichud. Although we know that Hidra Mitzvah Shlish, a person has to give till a choymash, but when it comes to a loisese, it is kol mamoinoi. So therefore, you have to give away all your money for yichud. Shouldn't over of yichud. What is it practical? Practically is, you have two doctors. You have a female OYBGA, what I think she's going to show, she vergessen the OICS, and which is a male, and you have a female. You have two. One is covered with insurance, and one is not covered with insurance. The lady is covered with insurance. I'm sorry, the man is covered with insurance. The lady is not covered with insurance. And it's got ausgekommen a matzah, but the guy this is on matzah for yichud. So now, do I need to pay for a doctor which I don't have insurance? Nochmal, again, why if we say on a matzah for yichud, which we're going to get to this ochad, going to a doctor. But dort is this negaya. Any doctor guy in the man mit. And do, but the doctor is nicht alle Männer gehen mit nach Sachplätze. So kann sagen, ich habe tun kann eine ganze Schier auf der Lucha Rosa, der ganze Richt auf der Neuse when it comes to this Lucha. Aber again, I just want to bring out the scenarios as all these things is nicht far-fetched. These things are not far-fetched. These are Luchas with Poshetz, is Negaya, Lucha Lamasa, and we have to be vigilant. Okay. What is the Zman of Yichud? Also very important Halucha. Zman of Yichud. Zman of Yichud is a filler for 1 second. If you are together with a lady even for 1 second, that is also a Isser Yichud. Also Isser, shkoich. It's also Isser Yichud. When? If you are in a matzav which you could stay that way and being over of Yichud. If you're not in a matzah, you could stay that way. So if it's less than a shiur, which is 5 minutes, but as kumas achroinas manayni is like the mechatzitzik 5 minutes, then there's not a yichud. What does it mean? If you go into a house, there's a lady in the house, and you want to ask, I would like to go to the men's room. You know, I want to go in the men's room, and she's only alone. You cannot go in, even if it will take a half a minute. No difference, a yichud. Because when the guy is taram, besti in a matzah from yichud. You can go out before the matzah for yichud, but you are in the matzah for yichud. So therefore, even less than 5 minutes is not a problem. But often when you're going into a place which you cannot be in a matzah for yichud, for instance, you're going into an elevator, and the elevator, there's no elevator which takes 5 minutes, even probably the Twin Towers didn't take 5 minutes, it was fast elevators. But if there is a problem elevator which you're going in, and it will take more for the 5 minutes, then it can be a problem. But it's an issue of pushing. Because you could stop it, and you could, people will come in the middle. Aber ich meine, das ist the concept. The concept is, if when you're going into this room, you are in a matzah in yichud, no, you could go out from this matzah, this is also a Philippus Mekishir Ochet. Only when you are in a matzah which you cannot be in a matzah in yichud, you cannot stay, you cannot be in a matzah 5 minutes together alone, then zug mer ins, as the someone can problem, fin in a yichud. With whom are we allowed to be miyachet? I mentioned before, with your mother. That means also your grandmother and your great-grandmother, with your daughter, with your enkel, with your great-enkel, no difference. All the way up, all the way down, there's no problem of yichud. Not only is it not a problem for yichud, b'chlal, it's even you could live with them. You could live with your grandmother, for the rest of your life. No difference if the boy is a young child, the boy is married, or the boy is a gurish, or whatever it should be. Any age, the mother and a child, a daughter and a father, there's not a problem. There's no inner for yichud. No difference, Aisha Zish, Pania, all of this. Tate mit der Mama, Tate mit der Techter, Mama mit den Kindern, there's no issue yichud. The person guy even a step further, that there are people which were alienated from their mother, boys which are alienated from the mother, or vice versa, girls which were alienated, that's more usual, that they're alienated from the father, and you got to know her when she's 25 years old. Since she's a biological daughter, so you can say yichud. But you didn't see her for 25 years. After began, she's a biological child, and you can say yichud. Phyllis is gudel esla. If you adopt a child, even if you adopt the child when she or he is 1 day old, so basically you grew up, he grows up with you, and he doesn't know that you are not his biological parents, is do isur yichud. And you should know that we have to be careful of things. Why? The Rebbe was one of the first pioneers to bring up the shaila. This shaila was the Rebbe had a few shailas which the Rebbe made a shturim, which nobody realized that was going with the Jewish ships from Israel. And this is also ones the Rebbe had a big shturim. And the Rebbe fought I would say 99.9%. It is accepted. There are some poskim. I think Moshe is Michael, but it's not accepted at all. Elamasa ins paskma that whenever you have a adopted child or you remarried, if you're divorced or an alman, but you remarry and she brings a girl or vice versa, a woman with a boy, that man auschashbenen how to have the house, that there shouldn't be a problem of yichud, which is also a common shala leider, which is very often asked. People remarry, they marry with a girl which has a lady which has a daughter, and it shouldn't be a problem of yichud. With a sister, what's the halacha with a sister? The halacha is mitel lisyachad im achoisoi. You could be meyachad with your sister, shloi bekviyas, if it's not bekviyas. But you cannot live with her. You could be mesyachad with her, but could not live with her beoifen kviyah. And of them zoeken de poiskem, v'hamach mar afele shloi bekviyas tuvu olav bruche, the rosh, the tur, mit a ganze bunch of roinem, v'hamach mar tuvu olav bruche. For a sister, that even shloi bekviyas. What is considered kviyas and not kviyas? Omen se größe machloikas. Haskumas from the poiskem is that it is 30 days. If it's 30 days, in the Imre Yoshe bring Fshida Narayas, that we see in Gemara, that only 30 days means kviyas. Till 30 days, we can see it also in Chizpsucham, when you have to give Muschitim, all the things, when you live over there, 30 days, that's a kviyas. So, but what? By Mezuzah we could see it. There was some places in Chazal we see that 30 days is a kviyas, so living with a sister b'oifim kviyah 30 days is osur. A lot of other poskim say that even less than 30 days, you shouldn't have a yichud. They say 3 days. 3 days you shouldn't be yichud with a sister for 3 days. That means you shouldn't sleep by your sister 3 days. In the Shai V'talai Bezug, v'yesh lach hachma lazeh lekitchila. V'yesh lach hachma lazeh lekitchila, ama zeh machma tzazan of them lekitchila. A starker point. If a person lives by his sister, but the sister is married, Demels, although it will be times when the husband will go away, will drive, go away for 2 weeks, aber Stavkel Sof, wir bald sind nicht, a viele die Voice bei Kvies, the word from Kvies and nicht Kvies, is the Yichud should be Kvies, not the Dire should be Kvies. So therefore if a boy lives by his sister, or a girl by his brother, which is a common thing by us in Chabad, which everybody's on shlichus and they go to a sibling living over there. You could be, even if the husband will go away for a while, val safkol sov the kviyas and ishkan kviyas, and even if he will go away 50% of the year, but it's not of the oifn kviya. It's a day here, a day here, a day two. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. The Moshe likes you noch eine Kide. The Moshe finds schon etanas that beoifen wie nicht wenn es the man. Beoifen wie you are together with your sister. Shloish miyom sie mizan amatz was mezeit as we come of kvias. As it can cool, but maybe it means we should see that you're here only temporarily. You have your suitcases. Maybe I don't know. Ich kann es schwer machen. Aber ich meine rausbringen. What I mean to say is. Also wissen mit der Schwester, although it's mit der Yichud, it's a bit limited. It's a bit limited. And the post we have a ganze Sibbe, why is Bechal Mitter, für wie sieht man das zusammen Mitter, the Erich Shai hat a whole Riechus in the beginning, für wie sieht man Bechal zusammen Mitter, has a whole, in the kid, how it says the Sabara Kapuram, came to us with a Sibbe, why? And he comes with this Cheshbon Erich Shai, that even if you live bekwies with your sister, but she has a husband, or even not a husband, noch mehr, yeah, other scenario. A boy and a girl before Chasana. They live in one house. And the parents decided they are leaving for vacation for 2 weeks. Ja? Du kommt auch in dieselbe Sache. Weil das heißt, ich kann quies. Weil Sofkasov, they live by their parents. Der Yichud ist nicht kein quies, der Yichud. Im Moment, was anfällt, kann man sicher Michael sein mit der Schwester. I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise parents should leave the house and just a boy and a girl, older ones, should live in if it goes away for a week. But rein halucha is that's the halucha. Ager and agiyoyres, which basically their siblings are not their brothers, they're not sisters. Yeah, mitzad halucha. A ger kechassan with a sister, with a biological sister. So good about the postkam, but since they have no kirva in halacha, but safkasaf them biological schwesters, biological kroivim, and it's not a problem of yichud. It's mutter b'yichud. So okay, it's a shoyle b'zeh, and it's okay, it's fine. Okay, this is all the nakitas which we talk about the erva, which is mitter in the erva. We spoke till now erva. What is mitter in the erva? Mother, father, daughter, shnir, sister, shnir nicht. I'm sorry, shnir is a woman. But I mean, daughter and granddaughter. Yichud Pania. What? Just you going away for a day, or no. Yichud with a sister is mitter. If it's not boy from Kvias, it's not mitter. Of mitter. No. Yichud Pania. Mitzad HaTorah, in a Shlukan Isser. David HaMelech, after the story of Amnon and Tamar, famous story which anyone learned knows what happened over there, had David in Basdine Goyse gewesen, Yichud Pania. It's a Yichud Pania, nicht kein Erbe. But after it began, so a nahe din, David HaMelech Goyse gewesen, a Yichud Pania is an Erbe. Now, we talk about the Pania, which is lower than 9 years old. I'm sorry, lower than 10, 11 years old. Lower when she's not teure. Let me make it clear. When she's teure. Because once she's not teure, is Yichud Daraisa. I'm talking when she's teure, is du Yichud Mitzad Leis. Weil nicht, fast das, als ein Mensch sich meyachid with a small girl, which is 5 years old, du kann nicht, sir. Fahr Yichud, du mit der Melech, fahr du mit der Goyse gewinnt, wird nicht kein Problem. Jetzt, du mit der Melech Goyse gewinnt, viele Yichud Pania, is echt Usser. Kemiv, once she gets the years of, then is the Yichud Daraisa. The same will go also, you're Kala. You are a Kachos and Kala. Yichud min ha-Torah. If you are in the matzah from Yichud together with her, is this Yichud min ha-Torah. So nicht Jukan ha-Torah. There's no het to it has to be a matzah. Was a Shanka Yichud, when you're dating or whatever, even if you're Kala, when you're Isha Chus and Kala, has to be a matzah, was a nicht is Usim min ha-Torah. What? Even more chumma liba gazba. Okay, noch shka gazba, but akapunam. What? Yichud Daraisa. 1-on-1? Yichud Daraisa. What?
Even married.
It's an erva. It's a nida. From 11, huh? Nicht du als am Killer. Nicht du als am Killer. In der Wacke sein. Nicht nur du, even if she got married. In Porzen in der Beleid Chassan ist du ein Yichid. Only once afterwards. Ja, pas besal. Nein, Shukashim hätte, beim Shedeches auf Yichid. Was tun wir heute? Ja. The what? Met kima bederig, alles kann man, jede Problem ist zu suchen, wird Menschen mit einer Adresse, das ist schon mal. Und ob nicht, dass man suchen the end. But usually it will get covered everything. Yichid goy. Wenn wir sich mehr gesagt mit der Goite. Ist noch einmal mit einer Teure, ist nicht du kann Isser. Shammai ve Hillel haben Goyse gewinnt auf Yichid Kissis. Shammai ve Hillel haben Goyse gewinnt, das heißt mit Rabunan. Wo ist der Chiddish? Bapania, we could say why was the Chiddish? Because she could get a Yichid Reise. So we could say that since, although now she's not a Reise, she's Teure, but she could get once she sees, automatically, what happened? She's a Reise. So therefore, a Gasser, do the Melech Gasser. But a Goy could never become a Yisad Reise. After began a Shama Vil Goy as a Goyta, even Afpam, she won't get to a Yisad, a Bechal Aroyas, after began a Zan User. Chitz, a coin with a Goyta is Yosef. Why? It's a coin with a Goyta, he speaks Parsha. Ishu Zoyne Vechalula Lo Yikuchi. So since a Goyta is a Zoyne, so a Zoyne with a coin is do a Yisad Reise. To staying with a clinic lady is Yisad Reise by coin. By Yisroel is a Nishkan Yisad Reise. Toysves holds as kitties, which is there's a shitz of Toysves that a Goyta which is married to a Goy, yeah, is a Isser Essa. Because the Torah says, V'duvik be'ishtoi, but Ben Noach steht, V'duvik be'ishtoi, as a Ben Noach should be, sich medabig sein be'ishtoi, v'loi ba'aishes chavaira. Also das ist ein Chazal. Ist du a Isser Essa. Bei Meile, laut Toysves halt, as a Goyta is du Aishes Ish, is do a Isser Essa. In Ladas, the Prisha, which the Prisha wants to say that there's Yichid min HaTorah b'chai v'lav, as I mentioned before. So machloikes b'chai v'lav, there's min HaTorah, mit Rabunas avad du, but kapunim min HaTorah. So according to the Prisha, b'chai v'es is auch min HaTorah, but oskimen that if you're miyachad with a goyte, a clinic lady, which is married with her goy, is Ladas HaToysves is auch the Isser Reise. Aber das ist nur, das ist not sicher like no that. The what? Nein, es ist nicht du ein Thomasche Sache, nein. Nein, da wie ich das wird Dweikes. Ist das zu kommen Bier, aber hier bei Goy nicht du. Nein. Bei Goy nicht du. Now let me just one thing make it clear. The Isser für Yichid is min schoish of oinus. Let me make it clear. By Yid akapunim. The ganze Geschichte is only pity, not oinus. By Goy man machloek is rash in Toysves. Ob es pity tza oinus is in a geil lamaise, but sometimes olochs. But akapunim, the kid said word is it's gedait you should know that because the guys are später that the Isser is pity and nicht the Isser is nicht oinus. Okay. So we said, let me just sum it up. We said one-on-one a lady and a man is a Isser deraisa. When it's an erve. If it's not an erve, it's a peniyah tohira, it's a drabonon. If it's a goita bepashtas, it's a isa drabonon, shama v'hillel is a isa drabonon. And once the girl becomes a nida, them is yeshana vidra deraisa, when it's one and one. Dus darf man halten klur, the nikita. Okay. One lady with two men. Was it the look with one lady with two men? Can one lady be a meyachef with zwei Männer? Is luch steht so. In Shichanurich steht, all this haluchas, let me just make it clear, is near Even Eze, Simachov base. So anybody wants to look the haluchas, is Gdali bezigan the haluchas. Although most of the Sachen are mehr nach Reunom, the Cesar are short, nicht lang the Siman, so we can see clear only from Shichanurich, aber akbunum, learn the Achloinim and the Sforim, then you're going to get a clear picture. If you want to look, can man noch kicken. Okay. Now, Shichanurich steht so. It's based on the Mishnah says, Miteres leisha leisyachid im shnai anushim gshayim. A person is permitted, a lady is permitted to be zich masyachid with two men, kosher men. Also steht in der Mishnah, der Chanine bar Puppe, dort Ruma steht dort Chanine bar Puppe, und Chavaira dort steht dort, als a lady with two men is mitter. And also pasken der Remu. Der Remu pasken, as a lady could be sich meyachid with two men. Gscheire. Und nur schon gscheire. Weil sie wusste heißt gscheire, aber bekommen erst wie gscheire. Wie yesh osrem, ist alles machab, wie yesh osrem, as is osrem. Wer ist das is Shittas Rambam, in the Mechaber Paskins like this. In Mechaber Paskins, a lady could not be together with two men. The Mishnah is the Ferische Mishnah, as a person, a lady is mutter sich meyachem with two men. Zug der Rambam, since the Gemara says it has to be Kishayrem, it is only Kishayrem ke Reb Chanine ben Puppe. You have somebody, Reb Chanine ben Puppe, he could have, with two people like him, have Yichud. If it's not like him, it's also bei Yichud. And so passt in der Rambam, so passt in der Svarda. That a lady kann sich besprechen mit zwei Frauen. Ins der Remu paskend, ja, also wie der Stam Mishnah, aber man mag sich meyachem mit Nushim Kshayrem. In, wo ist der Wort? Stam Manushim sind Kshayrem. If you have any person which there is no rumors on him that he had to do with in Yona Aroyas, lo yishomi ulav duver megina, damals megen sich meyachem sein a lady with two men. Oib es ist shomi ulav duver megina, kait er an the gate from Pritze, and oib es ist Pritze, a lady could not see meyachem even with 10, 15, 20 men. If the men are men which are pritzim, one lady is also to walk even with 20 men. If loy nishma ulav, there's no rumors on him, nothing happened on him, zug the Remu, this is basically the machlokas. The Remu holds tam manushim is kshayrem, and you could be miyachet with him.
So
The what?
are people
Non-from is called prutzim. Yes, and Rabbi says even more. Even a from person which has a TV in his and has a TV, was gaitran negated from pritzim, and cannot understand all those things. And I would say today's day it means if somebody has internet which is not filtered, Rabbi Shavet alive in his shiva. What? Yeah. So you have a big problem if somebody doesn't have a filter, which I doubt there are. What? Now he brought up a very interesting thing. Is do a problem yichid mit dem Telefon auch. Schon wer sucht das in der Mose schreibt und noch andere Posten schreiben also. Sie schreiben was du a Telefon which doesn't have a filter ist do a isr yichid. Okay, aber ich kann nicht schreiben in der Halakhas. Ich schon mehr das herumgebracht, aber ich noch gesucht. Die ist gesucht, you just said it a minute. Ja, Rabos hat das gepasst und so aber ich wusste bringen. Ja, was ist just to answer your question, if a fry is considered puretz, yeah, it's kind of clear puretz.
So, most people you assume they have a filter on their internet?
Yeah. You halt's nicht so? No, it doesn't have. They have smartphones without filters. I can't believe.
Flash just got our office now in Crown Heights on Kingston.
Tag.
I think it's just they rolled in.
Yeah, tag. Open the office.
They finally let them in.
I can't believe it.
No, it's not a not in essence.
Okay, this wasn't the issue, but if you brought it up, okay, I'm ready to go there. But if not, let me tell you then at least, my good friends, let me tell you one thing. If you don't have a filter, do me a favor and go put on a filter. Don't trust yourself. Don't trust yourself. I'm telling you. Bigger people than all of us haben gehabt this Jonas, wie die Gemurre verzeiht dort, Rabbi Yossi, an 80-year-old person, picked up a ladder, which attempted to the Gemurre, 10 Menschen haben sich gekannt nehmen. Amram Chassida. Rabbi Yossi is an andere story. Rabbi Yossi is an andere story, we have to take away the ladder. Amram Chassida. So, Rabbi Yossi stellt sich nicht rein in this Jonas. But again, that wasn't the purpose of our days. This may be a different time, when the time will be right. Weiter. And when we say that with two kosher persons, a lady could be misyached, that even if the lady is a prutza. If the man is a porus, nicht. But the man are kachayram, even if the lady is a porus or a goita, it's not a problem. So you have a cleaning lady, and you have two men are at home, gaita shonishran negede for yichid, and this is beseder.
If you leave the door unlocked,
But Kematzides unlocked all these things. Koim Lama Ruga and Yisoides. Now, there are poskim which say that when we say that a man is mutter, a lady is mutter meyachadzan with two kshayrim, is the Marshal wants to say, it doesn't have to be two kshayrim, it could be one kosher, one poretz. Once you have one kosher, automatically, it's the one going to wash the other. The poretz, after all, even is a poretz, but he doesn't want that kosher should be there, and it's enough one kosher and one poretz. Most of the poskim say, has to be two kshayrim. Yeah, while the poretz will go talking. When Balter is a poretz, he doesn't know, he's going to start talking, gossip. People have today's day ready to, so why let the guy verteilen? So he's afraid that they're going to verteilen. So I besucht a heilig from the Schmiere, that as we're going to see später, but when it comes to two ladies with a man, and man gesehen, they're afraid, basically, they're going to talk. So therefore, so the Marshal wants to be Michael, one kosher, one poretz. Most of the poskim say no, only two kshayrim. But there are poskim which want to make a chilik that depends if the poretz is a yid or a goy. If the poretz is a yid, then he cannot be Michael. A yid poretz, he cannot be Michael. If the poretz is a goy, that means a ein kusher. Mit a goy with a poretz can be Michael zan, because a goy has a tendency to talk. Mehr wie der Yid. A Yid is a poretz, halt sich nach an, sagt sich a bisschen bisher. The goy, which basically talks. So b'mayla, so it makes a chilik that if the goy and the goy is a poretz, then you could be Michael. And we can sich verlassen auf der Halacha, and let me give you a practical, when it's negaya. The lady is at home, the husband is at work. Out of town, whatever it should be. Or a person which is a grusha or the almon or whatever it should be. There's a leak in the toilet. You call a labor Troy. You call a plumber should come. Now he comes in the home. It's a lady and a man. Yichud the reise. But usually a plumber or whatever a mechanic comes along with a schlepper. I go with is a helper. Yeah, most of the times I would say. Yeah. A plumber can mit einem soll ihm helfen, if in such a case. What do we have? A lady with a kosher and a poretz goy. In such a case, can man Michael zan, weil safkas we have a marshal which say even a Yiddish poretz is okay, as long as there's one kosher. Now, although we don't pass it like the marshal, but we can still use it. But say if the other poskim would say as poretz goy is okay. So in such a case, when your wife is at home and somebody comes to fix the wash, the dry, whatever it should be, and it comes along two goy, which I would say most of the time it comes two people at a time. Therefore, it's not a problem. Man kann sich verlassen auf die Kemivim Sikadai halt auf the tier with all other Hatayrim. But even if it's slack with this Zamatza from Yichid, then Haman is Hatayrim. What do you want to say? Okay, that's what we'll bring push it in the kid. Okay. So we have now what? So we said one lady and two women is wuz da luche. Am gehad am achloikas in ins dermu paskemir, that one lady could be miyachet, konik Ashkenazim, could be miyachet with two men. What's the vice versa? What's the other side? A lady, let's go first, to this halacha. One lady with man. What is the halacha? Steht klur in Shulchan Aruch. One man and two ladies, which when it's flipped over, it's mutter. We said, according to Ashkenazim, according to the Remu, it's mutter. Two men and a lady is mutter. When it comes to one man and two ladies, it's also l'choladais. What is your mutter? Is according to the Rambam Machaber, in most Rishonim, one man is also with as much as ladies as possible. No difference. A man with 10 ladies is do a yichud. And azoi steht Pashtus HaShulchan Aruch. Es do das Rashe sucht, in Machaber bringt es so, v'yesh matirem, leish eicher leish yachid im Gimel. Gimel ladies. Shittas Rashi is Michael, 1 man and 3 ladies. That means whatever is by us, when it's vice versa, it's 2 men and a lady. If it's 1 man, it has to be 3 ladies. And it's only Shittas Rashi, which most of the poskim do not go with it. But Akapunam, the Ramu brings this also b'shem yesh matir. The Mechaber doesn't bring it. Mechaber asad like the Rambam, it's asad. One man with 50 ladies, asad. Kimi from the Svardim and Azay Paskinen. The Ramu also doesn't say, it's not like the Ramu before when I said that the Ramu is matir. Over here, the Ramu brings a yesh matirim. And that's the Shittas Rasha, which Rav Rishonim do not agree with Rasha. So Lamasa, what is the reason koydem? Let's see first why when it comes to ladies is different. And the answer is Noshim Daten Kalam. Noshim Daten Kalam. And therefore you have 2 ladies, 3 ladies, 5 ladies. If you have a good tongue, kannst du überreden mehr wie einer. What's the svura sa matirim? What's the reason of the matirim amegya? Zug the Rosh, the hatter is, if you have too much ladies, they're going to start talking. It's going to slip out. So the man will automatically be ashamed. So with 2 ladies, they could still keep a secret. I doubt it, but Akapunam Azoy is Zug the Rosh. Aber Akapunam, 3 ladies, Efsher is the Lushim in the Shoinam, Efsher, that it's going to sleep out. That means he cannot sin with all of them. Because if he can sin with all of them, that basically nobody's going to talk. But since he cannot sin with all of them, so there will be someone which is clean, so therefore she's going to talk. Mamailim name does the hatter fin the Surah Arashba. The Surah Arashba says why it's mitten Rashba at andere tam as since it's a lot of ladies, they themselves will be ashamed. Nicht as the men will be afraid because the ladies will talk. It's the ladies themselves, since it's to a big crowd, they're going to be ashamed from each other. And there's a big difference on the reason of the Rashi and of the Rashba, the Chilik Lalucha. If they are preachers, if the ladies are preachers. If the ladies are preachers, do what's on the chilik between the Rosh and the Rashba. Avos. If the Tam is being them as a preachers, soft, they're afraid to leak out. The man is afraid it's going to leak out. If the reason is because that they are ashamed, preachers they're not ashamed. So again, 1 man with 3 ladies, Homer in Zarshittas Rasha, was how as me make. What? Oh. Of them zugen the Chroinam, as if you have to be Michael, you could be Michael, but over here, zugen the Chroinam, if you can, you should be Machmer. Yerushalayim should be Machmer. I don't think it's the Lushan of Yerushalayim. The Lushan is as Mizal Mzeim Machmer zu sein. Again, but since it's Hamar Ramu, so therefore, Kemivn, as you could rely on it when you need it. The noise of is do gewisse Poiskam, wo sie halten, dachts mit der Advaz, eine von der Poiskam halten, ich weiß nicht, wer der Poiskam ist. The Divre Makil, is so clear as you could be Michael Bechal in any case. So, Mamaila, again, when it comes to such a Shaila, we are going to take it into consideration, and Matzilum, when you have no option, a man with more than with 3 ladies, when Michael's on. Again, according to the Rambam, even it's more. According to Rasha, from 3 and up is mitter. What?
3 ladies, 1 man.
Oh, du ist ein extra problem, because once you sit in office, halbst du gestern an eine zweite Sache ist, als liebe Gasba. Es halbt uns mehr, das ist schon mehr, weil zusammen eine größere Machleuk ist, Postkam, und bei euch von der Fall, liebe Gasba ist auch du hätter oder nicht. Some points will say, Riba Gazba in such a case, is the Shmita. Noch we have to remember. We're going to see what does mean Iski Menushim. But the halacha is, even Rasha says, that one man is permitted to have yichud with 3 ladies. If Isko Imanoshim, then it's going to be Osir. Again, we're going to see what it means, Iske Moshe. Iske Moshe doesn't mean that he deals with women. He's in an office and he has to talk to women. That Iske Moshe. Iske Moshe has his Isaac, his business is a business which is dedicated for women. We're going to see a jewelry store, a women's clothing store, all these things which you have to deal with women and their woman's perfume, woman's items. Such a case is Iske Moshe. And such a case it won't help. But Iske Manushim is the pshat is you have more, you feel comfortable with them. We're going to see a lot of chumras when Iske Manushim. So once you feel very comfortable, because you live with them all day, you get, you relax your guard, so to speak. So therefore, is the a problem. Now, all these things are by day. When we said that a man could be miyachid with 3 ladies, according to Rashi, and we're going to go with this. When we're going to go in the shiur, we go with this because again, we rely on Rashi when we need. So whenever we say a man is mitted to miyachid with 3 ladies, or a lady is mitted to be miyachid with 2 men, that's only by yom, and it's only regular circumstances. If it is balayla, when it's at night, then in such a case, you have to add on 1. That means, we are also, the kids of the word is why, we are afraid that one of the people which, for instance, a lady is with 2 men. And it's at night. And we are afraid that they're going to go to sleep. They're going to fall asleep. Automatically, if one falls asleep, now you have 1 man and 1 lady which are up. And that's yichud. So therefore, Chazal said, if it's at night, you have to add on 1. So a lady could be miyachid with a man, only 3 men at night. And a man could be miyachid with a lady, only 4 at night. So 3 by day, 4 at night. When it's a man with ladies. When it's a woman with man, it's 2 by day, 3 at night. Again, why is the reason? As we mentioned before, the reason is because we are afraid somebody is going to fall asleep. Now, zoom the postkam, it's nicht a din when it gets dark, the shkia. Yeah. 6 o'clock, winter, 6 o'clock is night. You could have marav and you could go to sleep. But that's not considered lail. Lail is the time when people go to sleep. So therefore, it has to be a zman when people should go to sleep, and a matzav day they could go to sleep. For instance, you have a guest. Yeah, you have a guest. Yeah, although they might want you could sit around and shviz with them, but it's at night you're afraid somebody's going to pick themselves up and go to sleep or fall asleep, and that's a problem. But if you have, let's say, instance guest, you have a person come, two ladies come over to visit you, and they come over and they're going home. So they're coming over and they're coming home. Is this heißt auch bei Yom? It's verkehrt. 2 ladies is good. Let's say 3 ladies. Weil bei Frauen darf es nicht 3 ladies. Or vice versa. You have a alta papa and two ishe chesed or 2 ambulance people come over and they come over to do something and they're going away. So you have to have 2 because if not, it's a problem with you. But it's considered Yom because after all, Lailu is the Eibig Devort. We are afraid that they're going to go to sleep, it's the time to go to sleep, and it is the matzah that they're going to sleep. So therefore, in such a case, you have to add on. But if they come for a visit, if they're not meant to sleep, they have to go back to where they are, or even if they go to sleep, but it's not a time, it's 7 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, which is stuck in dark, it's after Ma'ariv, it's winter, but it's not a time to go to sleep, such a case is still called the Yom, till the time is mentioned, Gain Shlufen.
People are sleeping, then there's Yahud. So if you have 20 people in the house and 2 people are working.
That's something else. Because when you have more than, if you have, for instance, we said at night, what did we say? You have to add on 1. You have to add on 1. That means a lady comes to sleep to you in a house, you have to have 3 men. Yeah. Now, what is it? All the 3 men are sleeping, or 2 are sleeping? It's okay. When we have the shear, which bayom is okay, you have to add on one. But once you added on that one, although all of them are sleeping, since it is already, you have two shomram, so to speak, it's two shomram. When you have two shomram, you're always afraid that maybe somebody's going to wake up, he's going to come out, he's going to come down. So, in once it is, I don't have an issue of sleeping. We're going to see when it's going to come, when we talk about babysitters, which is a popular subject. Once you have a babysitter, and you have enough people, which basically will be, which there's no yichud, you have the 3 children or whatever, we're going to see how when we come to that. In such a case, even though as all of them go to sleep, even if the oldest boy still stays up and the two younger ones go to sleep, because still, since you have two shomram takes away the matzah v'yichid, it's a shenish problem. We're going to get to the age from when it starts the shomram. Aber akapurim mit gedenken, as even if they go to sleep, the word is, du is the chiddush, the reason why we made it. We made it because it's a problem of Laila. Same will go also Baderech. Baderech is also the same way, which is not as in the guy for today's day, but the Chazal he went on the way, yeah, and he had a shomer, yeah. For instance, a two men are going in a car with a lady, yeah. So, but it's not a problem. In the city, it's not a problem. But if you are going to go somewhere you're going to the mountains, so you're going to Canada, or you're going in Montana, you're going through all the Islamatzah and Yichud, you don't have cars going through all the constantly, or if you have, but you have tinted windows, whatever it should be. In such a case, Islamatzah and Yichud. What is if somebody is going to need to go to the men's room? So they're going to stop. He's going to go away into the bushes, into the in the vault to do what he needs to do, and he has to go away far away because he didn't want people should see him. So what was going to happen? It's going to happen that basically 2 people, a man and a woman, will be a matzah v'yichud. So even by day, which 2 men is enough for 1 lady, but since baderech, maybe one is going to go to the men's room, to the toilet, and they're going to stay 1 man and 1 woman. Minus is usa. So therefore, you have to have another one, 3. So Balailu and Baderech has the same halachas. But Achronim Zugshan today's day, nowadays, it's not practical, because if somebody needs to go to the men's room and in toilet, he's not going stopping in the middle of the desert and going into the bushes. He's going to stop at a rest area, he's going to stop at a gas station, he's going to stop at somewhere. So automatically, comes to a matzav, this is a matzav, it's a nishka matzav v'yichid. So Berech klal is this nish. But if you go, what? Yeah. So
they say that it's not considered baderech.
The word is the chashash. As baderech you need more. The what? Zoek the chuze goyze wegen a sibba. So I'm gesagt a sibba of them. But the sibba is nishaych. Weil kimt es aus, and whenever they're going to stop, they're going to be in a matzah, but there's no yichid. Because they're stopping the rest area with there's constantly cars and coming and mentioning kimmen and guy. It's not a matzah for yichid. The chashash is, as vuz wird zan, but derech, one is going to go away, so it's not a matzah for yichid. Du kannst give a matzah for yichid. Whenever somebody's going to go stop by a rest area, automatically it's a matzah for yichid. So zoom da groinem. And the chanama is busy. You're right. If somebody's going to again, he's going to Ukraine, but that's why in Ukraine we had a lot of bushes. Yeah, but not today's day. Today's day, Baruch Hashem, and maybe today's day again, all the bombings. But today was rest areas constantly, yeah, okay. But the concept is the concept. But we have to understand that sof kol sof, there's a matzah of yichud b'derech ochet. Now, matzah of yichud is a b'derech do problem, and it's very important to bring it out. Because Baderech could be, if you are at night, which you don't have cars going, yeah? Now, there are areas which you have no issue. Going from here to Monsey, I would say Kingston you have till I would say till 10 o'clock at night at least, no? 10, 11 o'clock you'll have people car which go around, yeah? Yes, so if you go the whole highway, it's not a problem. The only problem could be when you have tinted windows. That's a problem. Because once you have tinted windows, that's a problem. So I have constantly the Shala, people from Monsey. Monsey is there's 2 areas. There's the Eirmat area, which could be a problem of Yichud, because you don't have cars within 10 minutes to go through at 3 o'clock in the morning. But if you go in the middle of Monsey, as the IBK going, in the high Vesavada. So you come out for Yichud. But the problem is, if you have tinted windows, then Mr. Matzah for Yichud. The eighth Mr. Matzah for Yichud. So therefore, in such a case, we say, open up the light. Once you open up the light, you have, open up the light, a car which goes through, past the light could look in. But this is not my gedenk. This is a wichtige halacha. Because then it could be in a matzah for Yichud. But again, if it's a time which you always have kan, the Gedrich with the Chazal, with the poskim, the Chanayim Yizugim, if you have within 10 minutes, within 8 to 10 minutes, you have always a car going through, it's nicht a matzah for Yichud. So over here, I would say, depends on the time. 3 o'clock in the morning, there's no cars going through, most probably over here. Yeah? I can't do I never.
Main Street there is.
Main Street, yes. Main Street is not a problem. But if you live somewhere else, then you're going to get the problems. So when it comes to this shaylas, to make the cheshm, when is mitter, when is user, when is a problem, it's not a problem. But again, whenever you have a problem that having yichud, in a regular car, you won't have a problem. If you have tinted windows, because today's day, a lot of cars have tinted windows, you should open, if you can open the window, that's the best thing, because then you can look in, but sometimes summer or winter it's not possible. If you open the light, automatically, you could look in, and demos is nishu prime for Masamich. Now, if you have more than you need, as we mentioned, if you have an extra shoymer, you don't need all those things. It could be. But sometimes it doesn't happen. You know where the big problem happens? Also, it wasn't just about the guy, but it comes to in the Monty trails or whatever, the Monty tours or whatever, where somebody takes a bus, or even, it could happen also over here, if the school goes for a trip. The school goes for a trip, they're going, and they're coming back 1 o'clock at night. Yeah? So the driver drops up, the people. So the last 2 girls, which go around, sit together with the guy on the bus, it's the problem of Yichud. And the staka problem which schools have constantly. What do you do? How do to make sure that it should, for the last 2-3 girls have a problem of Yichud? So again, nochmal just sum up with some of the gehat, that basically, Yichud, 1-on-1 is a deraisa. Whenever it's more than 1, is schon nicht kein deraisa. But, what is the het? What is 1 man and 2 ladies, according to the Rambam, is also, even 10 ladies. According to Rashi, it's mitter when it's 3 ladies. When it comes at night, or it comes baderech, you have to have an extra one that's 4 ladies. If it is a lady with man, is 2 men, by day is okay. By night, you have to have extra, that means 3 men, has to be, then it's in Shishka Matzah for Yichud, and then it's okay.